welcome you to the Battle of Psychics. For the 5th time, we are hosting a competition among people who claim to have paranormal abilities. Our goal is to find at least one genuine clairvoyant. So far, we haven't determined whether psychics truly exist or if we're just experiencing random coincidences on our show. So every time we are very excited to start all over again. So a new battle begins.
5 times we announced a large-scale search for people with superpowers for new psychics. We searched together with journalists from the newspaper Komsomolskaya Pravda in various parts of the country. Anyone who wants to take part in our selection tests, anyone who considers themselves a psychic.
I am a hereditary.
I am ready to participate.
Black magic session.
Clairvoyants, clairhearers, sorcerers, shamans, and healers, all eager to join the 5th battle. They are determined to act and amaze us with their abilities, even from otherworldly realms.
They came to me personally, took tests, everyone was surprised. Where did you come from like this?
They tried to instill fear in us.
Man.
With a curse. As a result, we chose 10 people who will fight for the title of Best Psychic, and today they will begin their battle.
We thought for a long time about what the one test that our new psychics will pass should be, and decided that it should be absolutely real from life. Now, right before your eyes, clairvoyants will look for a stolen car. This is a real task, with truly affected people who had huge car a month and a half ago.
Moscow suburbs inexpensive car service. Here cars that have been remodeled come back to life. Albert knows every brick in this place, because he himself once started here as a simple car mechanic. Now this service is his, but it doesn't smell like super income yet.
Wife Katya comes to her husband in the best car they can't afford. If it weren't for the story that happened a month and a half ago, everything could have been different.
With the money earned, the couple bought a broken foreign car. The car was after a serious accident, and its restoration took several months. When the Jeep was managed to bring into decent condition, there was hope to sell it, cover all expenses, and even make money. But all these plans collapsed when kidnappers intervened in the lives of the spouses.
Hot Tracks failed to find the car. The police were powerless. Family dreams and hopes were all destroyed in an instant.
Losing everything in one day is hard enough.
Had I known this car would disappear, I'd have donated it to an orphanage or another place to help someone.
Now the car is on the federal wanted list, but the chances of finding it are negligible. For help, the couple turned to our psychics, for Katya and Albert. This is the last hope to find a stolen car.
If there are people among these psychics who actually have such abilities, then maybe we have a chance?
As you can see for yourself, the owners of the stolen car really don't know where it is now. Psychics very often promise people to help in the search for stolen cars. But should we trust them? Can they do it? We'll find out literally in a few minutes.
There's a young couple coming. Maybe they could damage the car.
Now I'll see what
Car.
I'll give you a detailed tour of this place, where you'll need to closely inspect this specific triangle.
I don't understand at all. In my opinion, it wasn't stolen at all.
You're watching the new Season 5 of Battle of Psychics. So, familiarize yourself with the dozen psychics who chose to participate in this intense project. This is a crucial moment for each participant. One test, one baptism of fire.
Our new psychics are about to meet real people, specifically Albert and Kater. Successful entrepreneurs yesterday. Today they are the usual victims of robbers' expensive foreign car, in which they invested all their money, simply stole. And where this car is now, no one knows.
After Hot Lead failing to locate the car, I have lost faith in the support from law enforcement agencies.
Katya Albert turned to our psychics for help to find this or that missing clairvoyant people are asked quite often.
But do they actually have the vision to find the kidnapped? Or are all their extraordinary abilities just empty promises? Hence, before psychics commence their search, they must precisely identify what they are looking for. Do you think they will be able to recognize that the stolen car is a silver SUV? Do you think they will be able to understand the context of the theft? The test will be conducted by our permanent skeptic, magician Sergei Safronov. Photos. The experiment will take place in the car service where Albert works. Those who see clearly will not know anything about the car at all. A photograph in an opaque envelope and a set of keys is the only reference to their superpower.
You know, I see the make of the car on one of the keys.
I offer this key. All right, let's proceed. Vardanyan initiates the first tests.
Hello.
Now I'll introduce this Katerina.
This is Albert.
This is Seda. Albert is the owner of this garage. Yeah, we're a wonderful couple who stole a car. I'm sending you an envelope there now. There are photos there. I ask you to first describe this car brand. And in what context did this event occur? You have a car key.
I sense only obstacles here. A danger awaits you. It needs to be illuminated overall, then it becomes very significant. There is quite a negative aura here. It's prevalent in this building.
If possible, start documenting automobile.
You must exercise great caution, as she doesn't seem to care for you as much, I must say.
Let's talk about the car.
Yes, indeed.
A vehicle from abroad. I can't specify the exact foreign car model.
The exterior vehicle.
It is certainly not a Kamazan. They are recognized as passenger vehicles. A foreign vehicle, to be honest. That's what I saw.
At least.
Color, the color seems like black like this. I don't know why this is in front of my eyes, Can I ask you a question? I'm unable to articulate that.
Nothing specific to say now.
I can't tell you more.
Parking the car now?
I was there many times, and this car drove on this road.
It's clear to go to work and back.
All right, thank you very much.
Goodbye, and best of luck to you.
Tito Vardanyan said a lot, but as a result, nothing concrete. In addition, a stolen foreign car. What prevented her? The clairvoyance explained immediately.
If I am sitting in my room in my house, my energy, I already feel everything, and it is easier for me, simpler. I'm not used to it.
But the Scandinavian witch Isolde was not confused, not by the situation, nor by the distrust of a skeptic. She entered the room and, not yet knowing anything about the trial itself, immediately felt what its essence was.
Some kind of loss was something negative.
What kind of loss?
The loss. I believe it's financial and material.
After learning that she would have to look for a car, she decided to use her magic card deck.
It's not dark, it's not black. This is some kind of silver or light gray. Well, it's a massive Jeep, a large vehicle. Telling information that this car did not originally belong to you. This car apparently belonged to someone.
How long ago?
It turns out 5 weeks. This is the feeling. I could be wrong, of course, but...
Can you describe the place where this happened?
I'll try it now. It happened during the day. Definitely. This didn't happen near the house. This happened on some street trip. It was you who communicated with people in a public place.
As Isolde had stated, the car had been taken in broad daylight in a busy area filled with random passers-by. Just a few days prior to the event, Albert made an announcement about the sale of a newspaper. He did not foresee that a genuine criminal would turn up instead of a prospective purchaser.
Yes, he was alone. I took a ride, liked car, said, well, okay, close the hood. While I closed the hood, he...
just take a seat. There was nothing so complicated.
The psychic Samson began with the fact that he absolutely accurately described the circumstances of the theft. But now he, like other clairvoyants, will have to tell about the car itself.
Can I have yours? I don't understand at all. In my opinion, it wasn't stolen at all. And most likely, maybe you even know it or something, it's unclear.
So, do you believe that?
Yes.
As it happened, did not impact Albert and Katya's destiny. From the start, he was convinced that the trial orchestrated this hijacking.
What he meant was that now one of Albert's acquaintances got behind the wheel and drove away not far. He said the car was stolen somewhere. From here, everything is quite logical.
Psychics also weren't able to demonstrate clairvoyance. The images that did come did not coincide with reality.
It appears to be a deep blue.
Women's car. But psychic Mikhail Filonenko, before starting the task, decided to turn to some unknown forces.
Blood, I need blood, give blood on the card, give blood on the card, give. When I feel something, I start to worry and get mad very much. This is my true blood.
We're pissed now.
Yes. Blood, tell me, swallow, swallow. Well, a name on the letter A or the letter C. Who are these people?
Previous owner, who drove the car, Sergey and Andrei.
Now, of course, someone is specifically cowering me, even saying something to me, well, there are a lot of them. Whoever says this is like these spirits who say a lot. Show us the light, show us the light. Still metallic. This is the color. Medium-sized Jeep.
Carry out several more peculiar rituals. The psychic Filonenko became curious about the location of the map here. He'd mentioned that he is currently prepared to search for the stolen vehicle.
Let's go to the map.
A psychic, he simply has an obligation to help the victims.
Currently, you and I are standing, and this is displayed here. Pardon me, I will clearly show this place. Look here towards the south, right here.
To the town of Podolsk.
Yes.
It is nearly impossible to verify what was stated. The car owners found the information plausible rather than mere fantasy.
Have you seen our car? After 15 hours after the hijacking in Podolsk, in any case, we will compare all the information, and based on the results, we will already draw certain conclusions.
Alberta Katya, the owners of the stolen car, first saw real psychics on the set of our project. We do not know whether clairvoyance will help them find the car, but the fact that some of them managed to describe the stolen car suggests that perhaps these people really see something. Nonetheless, this test was merely a preliminary one of a new conflict. Our primary trial lies ahead.
9 years ago in North Ossetia, militants took 4 individuals hostage.
They requested $1 million for onesie.
During the time relatives gathered the ransom, the captors sent terrifying footage. In front of the psychics, only this tape. Will they be able to tell what is written on it?
Festive occasion or celebration.
I have such information that there is a wedding here who will be able to pass this most difficult test. The feeling, the feature film, and people in camouflage with aggressive intentions. And I will try to break through.
Psychics 5 is on the air, and I am its host, Mikhail Porechenkov. All the time that we were selecting new psychics, we continued to receive letters from people who asked clairvoyance for help. And we couldn't pay attention to this letter. It came from Ossetia. But most importantly, along with the letter, we received this, at first glance, completely ordinary cassette. As it turned out later, what is written on it can lead to real horror of any person. I admit honestly, we didn't dare to conduct this test for a long time.
Zaira and Tamerlan came to us from the small village of El Kotova, located near Vladikavkaz. Their families have been friends for generations. 9 years ago, they were happy, assured that together with her husband, she raised a little daughter, Tamerlan. Then he had just finished high school. Often, several families would gather together to celebrate common holidays.
On April 27th, 1999, their lives turned upside down.
That day, Za's husband Ira and Alexei and Tamerlan's father Kazbek and their friends went on a picnic on the banks of the Terek River. In the evening, their relatives were waiting for them home, but not this day or the next. None of the men ever returned.
Khaliva asked if my husband had spent the night at home. I say that Nazika weren't at home. He said her son
didn't come.
Well, everyone made a huge fuss, called in law enforcement, and immediately started looking.
Alarmed families went to the shore of Reti, where the men were gathering for a picnic, but found only unopened bags of food there. 4 heads of the family disappeared without a trace. Kazbek Tagiev, Tamerlan's father, Alexei Pliev, Zair's husband, as well as Chairman Salbiev and Meyerbek Kaliev. I'm the boss. Relatives received this cassette with ransom demands just a few days after the abduction. For the release of their people, the bandits assigned enormous sums of money.
For 3 individuals, they asked for $1 million, and for one Salbiv, they asked for $1.5 million to be able to actually overcome this amount. Of course, we were unable to.
Money was collected, as they say, all over the world, but finding millions of dollars in a small village was very difficult. There just wasn't enough time. These footage, which we simply cannot air, shocked everyone who saw it.
The video camera captures how the bandits ruthlessly deal with Tamerlane's father.
Whether the actual execution is on film or not is impossible to understand.
I'm not sure.
On the same terrible tape, after the execution, it was recorded how the body was buried. The bandits refused to sell even a dead hostage to relatives.
One of the bandits indicated that they do not trade corpses, and under no circumstances will they be handed over. They will be buried like animals, they stated.
After that, communication with the militants was interrupted. The bandits simply disappeared. All that is left of the relatives are terrible videos.
Which they brought all the way to Moscow.
We came to the program hoping to learn about the fate of our relatives. This is the last video we have of them.
No more information after that we did not receive, and to date do not own.
A long time ago.
It's 9 years tomorrow.
After enduring 9 years filled with doubt, faith, and anticipation, they're still waiting for relatives to come back home. The fate of the other men is still unknown. Maybe they managed to avoid it.
We showed places there was 1 execution for the other 3. Nothing is known, and maybe they are alive. We don't know the conditions now.
We will refrain from consulting psychics regarding the whereabouts of the kidnapped men, as verifying their responses immediately would not be feasible.
Instead, we shall provide them with this tape containing everything from the bandits' communications, ransom demands, scenes of the victims' suffering, desperate pleas for assistance, and the tragic execution of 1 hostage. Will psychics be able to perceive this? Can they detect the intense, dreadful energy emanating from the footage?
Hello, everyone.
Clairvoyant Lilia Shchegai will attempt to interpret the contents of the horrifying tape.
Hello, here is a tape. Your task is to tell what is depicted on it, and what is depicted there has to do with our hero.
I see something red. Red.
Now please describe all that you perceive, everything you can interpret and understand.
I find myself painted in red, surrounded by red around me. For a red tone, this is how the light bulb is dangerous.
Red is a danger.
I feel some shaking.
Red, yes. No.
Yes. I am unsure what red-handed. The hand remains red. Let's go home, Soa.
Why? Now share with me all that you see or feel.
His hand closed for some unknown reason. A lot of the hands. They were no longer alone, and then they encountered troubles.
I'm sick.
Are you feeling unwell?
I'm going home. I want to go home, Will.
Please wait for a moment. What exactly was it that was...
I don't know. Please excuse me. I'll go home.
Have you been employed in this industry for an extended period?
I don't know if I'm a psychic or what.
Who are you? Images...
It's everything.
Can images convey a story?
I'm really sorry, but could please...
Thank you immensely for your assistance.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye.
One was unable to pass this test, and no longer remains in the presence of relatives. Lilia mentioned she saw on a terrifying tape.
This is exceptionally intense and violent. Can you explain?
I just didn't.
Please, 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 could you?
Tell me.
There's nothing.
Nothing, please.
I gazed into her eyes for some time and noticed they lacked the usual expression. They may have been open, but her fear was so intense that she merely watched the video, expressing her terror.
After such a reaction of the clairvoyant to the terrible film, we began to doubt, but can any of the psychics pass this test? 2. It is taken up by Max Sampson, who, by the way, calls himself a necromancer.
I can immediately say that it is necrotic because very strong necrotic energy. The details, I can't see the exact feeling on the tape that this tape has been rewritten many times with very poor picture quality. I have images, some kind of like filming is taking place, such as cameras, external views.
But what exactly was filmed?
Certain actions connected to your loss. I cannot determine exactly which losses were caused by the crime.
Crime?
Yes, with what crime, unfortunately, I don't see. This is if you had a photograph, the photograph could accurately identify them.
Sampson asserted that besides the tape,
the photograph
could assist him in passing the test.
Unfortunately, so far, then is all I can do.
And he assigned the blame for his failure to anyone but himself.
They didn't let me see it to the end. Interestingly, there comes a moment when an object interacts with psychic, then the scenario can become quite complex and challenging.
Your task is this.
Can any of the clairvoyants discern precisely what is captured on this tape?
There's something bad there.
Where there is negativity, what is negative there?
Can't you say such things?
It appears quite like a funeral.
The man who was buried.
She said there was a funeral there. There really was an episode there. A man who is interred.
Oddly enough, besides the funeral depicted on the tape, it also portrays the death of a man whom Isolde never managed to identify.
I'm uncertain whether it is truly death.
What's up there?
I can't say for sure, but perhaps we've given the psychic too much of a challenge to see the taped scenes without using a VCR. Doesn't magnetic tape possess energies that can sense the clairvoyant?
I see people aggressively surrounded by intense energy. I will attempt to break through and see. Specifically, I don't perceive their actions, but I sense a strong aggressive energy around these individuals.
Outwardly describe maybe these aggressive people.
A man. Camouflage. Or or some kind of aggressive actions. You know, I can say there and with weapons and so on. But by the way, it could have happened. Here is the deep feeling, begging your pardon, of a feature film, with people in camouflage having aggressive, various intentions, and those who are caught in this ordeal are definitely not involved in these events. So it's some kind of fairy tale.
Some kind of fairy tale, right?
Generally speaking, to be quite frank, the situation is utterly astonishing, since, strictly speaking, there appears to be some kind of neutral action occurring, yet there is some form of attack happening simultaneously. For some reason, I feel tension somewhere, even fear. Well, if not fear, not horror. Well, in general, in any case, strong tension. So it's hard for me to say that this is, a movie, because there, you have to play very well. Indeed, to be honest, it hardly resembles a feature film.
A considerable amount you mentioned, summarized briefly.
So short, I am still thinking this movie. Well, it's something like this. Some series revolving around a military theme, a theme of terrorists, a theme of capture, and extending to other aspects.
Theme of capture and the theme of terrorists.
Why are
you think this is a staged?
However, because I have never personally experienced such situations, I perceive some level of premeditation in this.
What if these are genuine events?
I don't believe that.
Could you tell what exactly is there?
Regarding what is actually, there are 4 individuals involved.
Jesus.
Every one of them hostages begs for assistance.
This means that really has people in camouflage. There really is a terrorist there. You can't call them in the sense in which we call terrorists, but these people are invaders taking hostages, and here they were right.
After learning that I was right about everything, in addition, the tape is not a feature film, but a real shooting. Psychic Yulia Solovyova wasn't shocked whatsoever. Unlike others in her field, she maintained a consistently emotionless demeanor.
Let's just say that while watching, my emotions were minimal initially, though then they heightened. Now, as I reflect, examining the situation bereft of emotion provides greater clarity.
Impressed by Julia's abilities, Tamerlan decided to show her photos of all 4 kidnapped men.
What insights can you offer me about these individuals?
I don't see this man's life.
So you don't see this man alive?
The blood of one person. You know what? Head is bleeding, I can see perfectly clearly. This person was specifically different from this. Either they had some information about him, or he said it, or they knew about him. A man who knew something more, understood something more.
What the psychic is now saying about Zair's husband may truly be accurate. Many said he knew better than others.
When they were taken hostage and said that my husband recognized one of them and that there was such a rumor among the people as to who it came from, I also cannot say that they will not have a way back, because someone they recognized, when she looked at the photo, she immediately said that this person had certain information.
It is unknown whether any of the hostages actually saw the militant's face. The suspicion that their relatives would not be released for any money arose in the Zair family, and before they repeatedly offered to pay bandits everything could collect at that time.
They released other hostages for the same amount. They could not kill our people for the same amount of money.
Even with other people, there were much less.
Our heroes have only one question. Could any of the hostages have survived?
Death is upon them all. So you understand, one way or another, there is death on all of them. You understand? That's all I see, death. That means everything.
Considering all 4 fatalities?
Yes.
That is none of them.
No, death is coming on them all. Clearly death is coming.
And you can show us where, if we provide you with a map, you can indicate of burial.
Just show it on a map?
The fact is that I am not a search engine. This is absolutely not my field. I have never done this. Well, let me try now because I'm interested too. Let's say people simply dumped them in an unmarked grave. They sat somewhere in one pit or in 2, but still 2 because one of them died immediately before. This person is later, but are they somewhere nearby? Not a search engine. I can't even tell you on the map. It's hard for me to find, right? Clearly, I have to sit for hours. I will, of course, find plus or minus a kilometer distance, but this is not in this transmission, where time is limited.
He says not now when time is limited, yes, and then separately try to show it.
Of course, in general, I am interested in understanding this situation myself. And I'd love to try my hand at that, you know, I would join this.
Yulia Solovyova became the first psychic who managed to accurately tell about the terrible scenes captured on this tape.
The innate ability of humans is absolutely undeniable.
So could her words be true and the 4 hostages are no longer there? Among the live, following Julia, several more psychics will try to answer the question of what is recorded on this tape.
Is there something related to us? The room holds significant importance for the family.
Eric Sadikov initially also felt that the video conveyed negative information.
Memories of whom?
This kid is a boy younger than the age of 14.
Thank you. All the best.
The task is very difficult. In general, I'm already starting to get angry with myself. I can't pull myself together and I can't do anything to others.
Clairvoyants also failed to count the recorded information.
Just sitting, maybe, but I'm not sure about that.
The holiday?
Or the celebration of...
I have such information. Some kind of scandal?
She didn't mention a single thing that captured my interest enough to pay attention to her.
Although there is very strong information. So wiped a little. Someone has already deleted it.
Information from where?
Do you have any idea who seems to have done this?
I must inform you that during the trial, we were completely in the dark about how it would conclude. Ultimately, most psychics did not succeed in the task, except for Yulia Solovyeva. However, it turned out she wasn't the only one who managed to captivate our film crew.
There, let's say a cassette was given, another photo there, you can, let's say, determine?
I can show you.
There are 4 photos.
And of all the living entities, I only perceive one of them.
I had knowledge of one was non-existent, thus there was no definitive understanding about the trio.
In the very near future, the latest news will be incredibly touching.
You are watching 5 Battle of Psychics, and today our new participants are undergoing their first tests. In one of the first tasks, they had to face a terrible tragedy that happened in 1999 in North Ossetia. People have kidnapped close relatives, kidnapped for ransom, and still the hostages have not returned.
Zaira and her nephew Tamerlane came to us from the small village of El Kotovo, which is located in North Ossetia on the border with Ingushetia. It's relatively quiet here now. 9 years ago, the local population was in constant fear. Gangs armed were operating around, who took places hostage almost every day for redemption.
Not every day, but it was periodically collected some, released them through certain ones, and immediately after a month, they took another batch in some kind of fear. Well, personally, I thought it would never affect us.
Zaire's husband and several friends were kidnapped. There were 4 hostages, including Tamerlane's father.
I can't believe it. I couldn't imagine what happened to those hostages, anything bad. Well, I think even if they were taken hostage, they would be released soon. I think how much money they will ask, they will release them.
That they return. We consider it enough at the time?
Knowing the demands of the kidnappers, the relatives of the missing men were shocked. The bandits assigned the amount of $1.5 million for the life of one of the hostages and $1 million for all the others.
We collected money, offered the amount that was available at that time. Well, sure, it was much smaller than the one they asked for, but for the money we offered them, they just wouldn't agree.
Tamerlane's father was shot, and this was ruthlessly recorded by an amateur video camera. This terrible shooting tape, which we simply cannot show, was the last. The fate of the other hostages is unknown. The bandits were no longer in touch.
I would like to know under what circumstances they passed away, and if they did, how possible is it that their remains can return to their homeland, buried normally? Who exactly were aiding the militants?
To test psychics, Tamerlane brought a cassette containing all the video recordings sent by the bandits. However, feel terrible energy. Not everyone could...
A child is defined as a boy under the age of 14.
Of all the project participants who tried to cope with this difficult task, only Yulia Solovyova was able to tell that the tape recorded the actions of militants. What she could see turned out to be so terrible that the clairvoyant decided feature film in front of her.
It was some sort of series focused on military themes involving terrorists.
Let's assume this event is happening in reality.
I don't believe it.
Having learned that in front of her is a real documentary shoot. Upon receiving pictures of the hostages, Julia reported that none of them were alive. The clairvoyant said she could pinpoint the exact burial location on a map given a few days. Now, the final psychic must undergo the test. Can Armenian Seda Vardanyan assist our protagonists? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Please take a seat. The task is to describe what is shown on this tape and other matters in detail.
They sit here.
I can't fully express my feelings, but it seems like the tapes were made by people who harbor deep enmity. I can't explain well, but I sense it strongly.
What is going on over there? The enemies have made a tape. What's happening over there exactly?
Some kind of
theft.
Theft.
So everything revolves around money, specifically for the money, you understand?
I can feel the scream, I sense it.
I feel some pain, someone hurt someone or hurt this person, you know? It's not your own pain.
Suddenly everything that happened to this man was suddenly, unexpected. In short, it seems to me, well, the attack of death is some kind of, this picture before my eyes comes and goes.
Here, if I give you, let's say, a cassette and there are photographs, you can, let's say, determine.
Show it to me.
That's a photo.
And all the living, only one of them I see here. I see one of them.
Just now, Seda Vardanyan said the main thing that the relatives of the hostages almost no longer believe.
And all the living beings are here except this one.
Indeed, this terrible tape recorded the execution of only one of the 4 men of Tamerlane's father. About the death of only one speaks, and the clairvoyant said what happened to the rest of the hostages is still unknown. About one in particular.
They had a notion he wasn't present, but there was no definite information regarding the other 3.
In fact, the leader of the gang of militants who kidnapped Zaire and Tamerlane's relatives was detained. He refused to comment if the hostages were slain or their bodies' whereabouts. A photograph of a supposed bandit that can't be aired. Zaire and Tamerlane were taken with them.
Can you provide any details?
It is a flawed existence. It is an individual perform flawed deeds.
It seems like this gang is connected to some kind of, some kind of threat. Some kind of gang is connected to this person. They are not clean. I see it. Doors. Some kind of dark corner, I can see it. These people.
Personally.
This individual is very supportive of you.
close individuals.
I see it clearly. I do see it, however, this...
Remember that this person is not alone. The gang...
Individuals really take hostages.
New and exciting news appears to be imminent, signaling excellent progress. This is exactly what you have been anticipating. I'll craft a charm for you, quickly arrange for all this.
Such an opportunity.
Please bring holy water from the church and 7 candles from the church.
Already after the trials, many of our psychics admitted that they not expected such serious assignments in the television show One Clairvoyant. Even decided to leave the battle. Now all psychics have only a few minutes to make a final decision. Which of them will continue the battle and which will voluntarily give up our trials? By the way, if you missed the previous seasons of Battle of the Psychics, all is not lost. Watch them on DVD.
These 10 people passed a huge selection. They became the best. Now they are participants in a new battle of psychics. They are waiting for the most difficult tests that will have to pass in front of millions of viewers. But only 3 will reach the finals. Which of them will win this battle? Samson Gaprindashvili. I will never leave.
This performance is voluntary because I am confident that I will be one of the finalists in La Bogota.
I'm sure.
I'll go everything. Trials, and in the final of the Battle of Psychics, the unexpected will happen.
I see 2
men.
Keeping in club.
Natalia Boss, I will.
Fighting to the very end. How strong is it? Heaven will allow Julia.
Soloviev.
I want to be the winner. My prediction is that a woman will take this place.
The Sarikov.
I see the finalists being Natalia Samsonov. During the filming, there may be some emergency situations up to road accidents which can get into all psychics.
Vardania?
The force is with me. I will get mine to the end. Go. I see there will be 3 finalists. 2 men, 1 woman, 1 young, and the other 46, 48 years old. Mikhail.
Silonenko. I arrived here prepared for battle, utilizing the full power bestowed by the ancient gods of Greece and Judah. I envision myself in the final. Denis Kuznetsov.
It will be hard.
Lilia.
I wanted to leave. Because this is a difficult test for me. Well, it's hard to watch her death. Well, as of today, I've made my decision. To fight.
With his own
rivals.
The runes will always assist me and take care of me, just as they always have.
All 10 talented psychics enthusiastically decided to join our project, voluntarily agreeing to undertake our most challenging tasks. A new battle commences, marking just the beginning of the toughest, most extraordinary, and thrilling trials for individuals with paranormal abilities. Make sure to watch every Sunday at 8 p.m. on TNT for the latest updates.